speed up that game, don't they? So smart, those people at the top. Let me guess, there's some other agenda.
Well, who's ever ready for help and go right ahead and jump in?
Please feel free to ask me questions.
Coach, seems like you guys tightened up on them a little bit in the second half defensively. What did y'all do differently to cause that?
Well, the big things we're trying to contain the basketball. So we went with a smaller, quicker lineup, went all man instead of our matchup, and then eventually went back to our man in our matchup. And we just kept trying to figure out what lineup could guard them and what defense could guard them. And once we got that figured out and could keep the ball in front of us, we played those defenses.
What, bringing Rebecca off the bench, you just looking for a spark there, and did you feel like she gave you one? Because it seemed like when you brought her in, things started to change in that second quarter.
I don't think we did poorly all game. I don't know. I think we held them. They had 14 in the first quarter. We held them to 8, 8, and 8. So defensively, I think we were consistent all game. And I wouldn't give credit to one person alone. I felt like that was something that we knew as a team that even though shots weren't going down, that we needed to defend and we needed to keep them out of the war zone so that they couldn't kick out for three, as well as transition D. What Becca has to do is slow the basketball down. That's one of her jobs when she's in to do that, and she was fresh to go in there and try to slow that basketball down.
What was it about their zone that gave you issues for much of the day?
Well, it was like a 2-3 that morphed into a 1-3-1, and I think really they matched up well out of it, and we didn't attack gaps. We didn't get the ball to the high post. So I ended up running man offenses where we specifically, instead of ball faking and reading, I took the reading out of our players' hands, and I ran different plays that they were forced to get the ball to the high post and attack inside the zone.
You have almost twice as many shots and almost twice as many turnovers forced as they did. What's it say about the job you guys did defensively?
Well, like I said, after that first quarter, 8, 8, and 8 is tremendous defense. And I don't care who you're playing, to hold somebody to 38 points is a great job. Do we have some things to work on? Absolutely. We've got to contain the basketball. We have to stay on the floor. Where we got in trouble was on ball fakes and shot fakes and being over aggressive and leaving the ground. We have to stay steady and solid. And then the other thing is checking out. You know, we can't give a team a lot of offensive rebounds, and I think that's the other thing. You know, they only had 4 offensive rebounds, which helps. They didn't have a lot of those second chance points.
What happened with Morgan Beatty? She got like 4 fouls in the first quarter.
You're going to have to ask her. She's a senior, and I'd love to hear what her answer is.
You guys seem to do better in the second and fourth quarter or periods. What do you think the reason is that? Is that like conditioning or?
No, I don't think it's been consistent in any game. Like I think our last game just the other day, we were better in the second and third quarter than we were the 1 and 4. And that's concerning because that's really mental, and we've got to figure out that piece, what they're thinking going into games. And I felt like we were the same way, pretty much waiting to see what the other team's going to look like instead of coming out. We played to them instead of coming out and saying, this is what we do, this is who we are. And that starts at practice and coming in with that confidence. That's preparation.
Moving forward, what are some of the things on the team that you most want to improve in before ACC play starts?
Everything. That's a very broad question. We have a lot to improve on. But I believe the biggest thing that our players need to do right now is really buy into the process and not expect immediate gratification and be willing to earn everything. Earn minutes, earn playing time, earn yourself in the top 8 or 9 so that you are in our rotation. Earn everything. Earn confidence, earn self-confidence, self-esteem, all those things that we take self out of, but it's really about them individually so they can bring a better individual effort and consistency in the details, so then they can start to trust each other in games when it gets tight and it's loud and they become nervous and unsure that they have each other to trust.
Anything else for Melanie?
How about Rebecca Dahlman? She was all ACC, I think, last year, or all ACC freshman, and we don't really see her playing that much. What does she have to do to get back on the court more?
She just has to do a better job at the things that we're asking her to do. The detail in the detail, and discipline in the details. We call it DID, and that's one on the back of our jerseys. And she's going to really have to focus on the discipline in the details. And she's, you know, did not play and was suspended in the first game. And again, those are discipline again. So she's got to refocus, and that's what it's really about, is focusing on those details. And everybody needs to do that, not just her.
Anything else for Melanie?
Thank you.
Hey, thanks,
Thank
Coach.
you.